Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. On this channel, we cut through the hype and the noise, and I give you the non-biased information you can use to hopefully capitalize on the biggest opportunity in history, and that is this current bull run. I can't be more bullish. In this video, I'm going to give you a lot of alpha of why I'm so bullish, and I want to bring an article to your attention by Forbes, which I believe might be the most positive article ever written by mainstream media. And I believe we are at the inflection point where Bitcoin is going to go ballistic. And it may not happen in the morning, but as we know, as Bitcoin goes the crypto market. And again, guys, I know we're all getting hammered, and hopefully you've been taking profits along the way, but I can't be more bullish. But I'm going to walk you through some alpha, and then we're going to take a look at some charts that's really going to put in perspective of where we are in crypto and give you a better idea. Is it time to maybe start stacking more altcoins, or when altcoin season is going to come? We're going to kind of go through all that. But I don't always tell you what you want to hear, but guys, I think you need to hear me out and get this alpha and do with this information as you will. Now, before we dive into it, hit that like button. Now again, guys, I want to be very clear. I can't be more bullish on crypto. Now, unfortunately, every bull run gets harder to make life-changing gains. But I truly believe if you do your own research, you follow the smart money, and you understand the game we're in, you can still make significant life-changing gains for the average person. And that's why I founded this channel. All right, let's get into it. Now, I want to touch base on just some really positive things that are going on in the big picture. I want to talk about that positive article. And again, we'll take a look at some charts. All right, Larry Fink is the CEO of BlackRock. I don't like anything about Larry Fink. I don't like BlackRock. I hate their ESG crap. However, with my financial background, I understand, whether we like it or not, the same dominant players that rule and run the world are still going to dominate crypto. Nothing's going to change. They're actually going to get more powerful. But I want to bring a few quotes to your attention that Larry Fink has said. Right here it says, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink says Bitcoin could revolutionize finance. This one says BlackRock CEO Larry Fink says Bitcoin is an asset class that protects you. Now, I could go on and on and on where he talks about, it's probably going to take over gold, which I definitely believe. And this could be a 2-hour video of all the positive things that are coming out about Bitcoin, especially in Wall Street. But there's no reason to just harp on it. But guys, Wall Street is paying attention. When I used to work for Bear Stearns, I've been behind the scenes. And one thing I know is they are not going to pass the biggest opportunity in history. A lot of people in crypto think they're smart, and it cracks me up when I hear influencers say, BTC and Ethereum are old tech, they're slow, they're this. Those guys are just totally uneducated, and they don't even understand the big picture of what we're even looking at. I was around in 2000 in the dot-com bust, and guys, this is deja vu. 98% or more of these projects are going to disappear in the next 10 years, and you're never even going to remember their names, whether we like that or not. And the power players, like the U.S. government, Wall Street, and the central banks, are just going to be killing it in crypto with digital assets and blockchain technology. They are already leading, but most influencers have done zero research of, for instance, what's JP Morgan's roadmap? What is Swift doing? What are the power players doing in crypto right now? Compare what they're doing. They already have the customers. What are they doing before you start stacking some of these projects that these influencers tell you are going to change the game? Because they're not going to change the game. The same players are changing the game. They already have the customers. Now, before I get into this, I want to bring one thing to your attention that helps prove this. Look what TON is doing right now. How is it that they are about to start to dominate payments probably and gaming in a big way? They may not totally dominate it, but they're going to get their share. And they're surpassing all of these projects that, like the old ISO 222 type tokens. How is that? Well, guys, the reason being they have the customers. So if any project wants to step up and challenge some of these dominant entities in the world, you got to steal their customers. And that is almost impossible. That's like you starting a fast food chain and think you're going to surpass, Wendy's and Taco Bell and McDonald's in the next 5 to 10 years. It would take you 50 to 100 years, no matter how good your food is. Anyway, all right. Another thing that I see with corporate America is MicroStrategy. A lot of people don't like Michael Saylor, but I listen to billionaires with 180 IQs that went to MIT, founded Fortune 100 corporations. So, listen to whoever you want, but, some guy, on YouTube, for instance, that thinks that they're going to give you better alpha than, say, a Michael Saylor. Good luck, guys. But one thing he's doing, he's going around the world and he's showing corporate America what he's doing with Bitcoin and how you should put it on your corporate books. And I'm here to tell you, a lot of people are saying that MicroStrategy, or at least, Michael Saylor may be the world's first trillionaire. Now, I believe there's already some trillionaire families in the world, but if Bitcoin does what we all think it's going to do, Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy would probably be a top 10 corporation. And if you think that the Googles and the Amazons and the Coca-Colas and the Walmart of the world are not paying attention, and they watch a company like MicroStrategy explode. I mean, look how much his profits are. He's outperforming Bitcoin by himself. And he's outperforming the majority, like the huge majority of all Fortune 500 corporations out there, for whatever that's worth. Believe me, Wall Street's paying attention, and now that we can legally stack Bitcoin, Wall Street's coming in hard, guys. Now, here's another thing that I want to bring to attention. This article says crypto whales are buying up Bitcoin like it's 2020 again. Now, that's what I want to bring to your attention in a second. But here's the most bullish article I think I've ever seen, especially for 2024. Excluding the Bitcoin news, maybe there was some positive articles for the ETF, same with Ethereum. But this article right here, and I would click on it, but they have so many advertisements, it locks up my computer. But it's from Forbes. It says, Trump sparks talks of Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset. Now, guys, this article, and I highly recommend you Google it and read it. He talks about how it could save America from its deficit. He talks about how it could, get us being the most dominant country in the world, backing the dollar. He talks about a combo between Bitcoin and a stable coin. They talk about the U.S. Treasury and Bitcoin. They talk about how the U.S. government owns more Bitcoin than any other country in the world. Now, they didn't go out and buy it. They basically confiscated it, but they haven't sold it. And guys, once they see how much money that is worth, and then they get into Bitcoin mining and all that stuff, guys, the U.S. government may be a little slow to move, and they may have, a leader right now that just doesn't get it. And it seems like that our own government is pulling against us. But America is America for a reason. And we are not going to miss this opportunity. And they talk about that in this article. But they also talk about how American companies dominate Bitcoin mining and the hash rate and everything else. So, guys, if you read the article, it's extremely bullish. Now, to get back to what I was talking about the whales, I have some pretty wealthy friends, and very few and only indirect friends have bought any Bitcoin. They all looked at it, they've all talked about it, but they haven't pulled the trigger. Well, now when they see, and here's my whole point about why this article is bullish. Wealthy people in general, even though they're extremely wealthy or rich people, they're still sheep. And I say that with love. They may have made their money building a business or, whatever they do, but they still go out to the JP Morgans and the Goldman Sachs of the world and the Fidelities, and they give them their money. And they say, hey, what should I do? They give them hundreds of millions of dollars. And whatever they tell them to do, they're going to do. And they don't read articles on Twitter for the most part. They don't follow crypto. They dang sure don't watch articles or influencers on Bitcoin on YouTube. They go to Forbes, CNBC, and places like that. Well, now they're all going to get on board. And once they start to see that the smart money and their financial planners are all pushing Bitcoin and Ethereum and crypto, guys, they're going to come in a big way. We're still extremely early. And I can't be more bullish. Now, as it sits right now, I'm more bullish on Bitcoin and Ethereum than altcoins. I think altcoins are still going to have altcoin season, and most of them are going to do extremely well. I'm not thinking that the bulk of altcoins are going to make new all-time highs or make life-changing gains. And to me, it's really important to get a game plan of when you take profits. Because, guys, there's 2.5 million tokens out there. In the last bull run, there wasn't but about 14,000. There's probably 14,000 real-world utility phenomenal projects out there. And that wasn't the case in 21, and it definitely wasn't the case like in 2017 and 18. And, I know I'm rambling, but bear with me, we'll get to the charts. I did a video, which I'll leave a link at the end of this video, and I showed the difference of this bull run compared to the last. And I did some research and went back to 2017 and 18 bull run. I pulled the top 100 tokens, and only 20 made a new all-time high in 2021. Guys, 20. And most of those projects are not even in the top 100 anymore. So now we have 2.5 million tokens and thousands being minted every single day. New projects launching every day, literally. Everything can't pump to billions and billions of dollars as far as market cap. It can't happen. Keep that in mind. Anyway, right now, guys, there's your Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is just getting stronger and stronger. That is an uptrend. Here's your support line. It may pull back a little bit, but I believe it's going to go higher and higher over the next couple of months. And even if Bitcoin starts to trade sideways to down, altcoins are going to do worse, in my opinion. Now, here's another chart that is really going to tell you what's going on in the big picture of when to, buy and sell. And this is the total 3. And it's the market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Guys, it's going down. look at this. It's going down. Now, it may find some support right here and stop bleeding. And I do definitely believe we're about to have a bounce, even if we go lower over the next couple of months. But you got to get familiar with these charts. Now, if you want to know why your altcoin is probably going way down compared to, say, Bitcoin, this is what you want to look at. It's called others. It's the total market cap excluding the top 10 projects. And guys, it's just been bleeding and bleeding and bleeding. Again, we may get a bounce, but they're probably going lower over the next couple of months. Now, that being said, I believe the most secure, safe play in crypto right now is Ethereum. When you look at the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, which, guys, before you buy your favorite project, type in whatever the symbol is /Bitcoin and go to TradingView and see if it's bleeding against Bitcoin. And if it is, why would you want to buy it? Just buy Bitcoin, right? It doesn't make sense. But if you look, here's the announcement. Ethereum is getting stronger against Bitcoin, and I believe it has support. Could it pull back a little bit more? Absolutely. But if it pulls back much more, Bitcoin will be pulling back as well. Now, this is the Ethereum chart. If you look at it right here, guys, I believe it has a ton of support. Here's your uptrend for the year. It's a good looking chart. Now, it could pull back, and I wouldn't be surprised if it comes back and tests, say, 70 or 2,700, something like that. I don't think it's going to set down there. But, guys, just like when we saw Bitcoin ETF announcement, Bitcoin pumped a little bit, very little bit, went down, traded sideways, down and sideways, and then made a new all-time high. I believe Ethereum is about to take control. Now, there's always going to be meme coins and other projects that are going to outperform, but for like a top 10 project, I believe Ethereum is about to take the lead. So for me, if we get a bounce in the short term, I'm going to swap a lot of my projects into Ethereum and ride that wave until altcoin season. Now, that's just one of my many strategies, and I'm not telling you to dump your favorite project. I honestly believe, it's not financial advice, that right now, whatever your favorite project is, it's probably a good time to start dollar cost averaging in. The smart money is going to do that, and hopefully you have some dry powder. Now, that being said, if you don't have some dry powder, that means you haven't been taking profits in this bull run. And how's that working for you guys? Anyway, if you need some help with that, I do one-on-one coaching. It's only $250 for 3 phone calls or Zoom calls. And we go through your portfolio, talk about your risk, talk about your game plan, talk about how to dollar cost average in, dollar cost average out, when to take profits, what to look for. And guys, whether you take me up on that, I truly believe if you don't take profits, you'll become the profits. There's probably not anyone watching this wish they wouldn't have taken some profits in this bull run. Some people would argue we're not even in a bull run, but I 100% disagree. And the reason you haven't been taking profits is probably because of who you listen to. They keep telling you that, it's just going to explode and it doesn't come back. But guys, everything stair steps, right? And you have to understand the big pictures. Institutions take profits. Market makers dang sure take profits. Whales take profits. And they repeat. And where do they get those profits to take? From retail. Just like the people that are selling right now that have been selling for the last month or two. Well, guys, someone took your place. And if you decide to dump your bag in the morning, guess who's going to probably be there? It's not going to be the average retail. It's not going to be the influencers. It's going to be the smart money. That's what they do. A lot of them are going to do it on leverage. And if you understand that, even if we get a bounce right now, for instance, it won't be the start of the explosive bull runs. That's probabilities, because the smart money knows that retail is hurting right now. And if they can get you to capitulate, then they can step in and they can rally and get their 30, 70, 130%. And then they can dump on retail, because at that point, retail go, oh, now we're in altcoin season. Oh, now we're in a bull run, right? Guys, if you're not up on your portfolio, and I say this with love, you have the wrong game plan. You're on the wrong side of the strategy. You are the profits for the smart money. Guys, you buy and stack on the red days, just like we've had pretty much all week. You don't wait till a project takes off and runs, just like if we have a bounce. For most of you watching this, and I'm going to stop rambling in a second, just bear with me. If we get a rally next week, 20, 30, 40, 50, 70% across the board for a lot of projects, most people that are looking at this right now with negative energy are going to go, whoo, and they're going to buy it. Well, guys, then it dumps again. Do you understand what I'm saying? You buy the weakness. You sell the strength. When your portfolio starts feeling really, really good, I'm not going to tell you to dump it all until we think the bull run's over. But take a handful, guys. Take some profit. And if you keep doing that, you'll always have dry powder for days and weeks like this. You've got to understand how the smart money thinks and how they act, and understand the game we're playing. Whales and smart money are not hodlers. No one's hodling. All the wealthy people, whether they're influencers or not, that you know in crypto, if they've truly made their money from crypto, they sold in the last bull run. They stacked in the bear market, and they're dumping on retail. Guys, hodlers are the only people in crypto that may go 2, 3 bull runs and not have any life-changing gains. That's because they believe crypto are like stocks. They believe in their favorite altcoin and it's going to change the world. But guys, the odds are, no matter how sexy a story, when the banking reset, for example, happens, which is already happening, it's going to be the JP Morgans, the legacy banks, PayPal, Swift. They're all going to be the ones that dominate. I would almost bet, well, I would bet that the USDC stablecoin will be the most dominant stablecoin in the world, probably at the end of this bull run. That may be a little soon, but the U.S. government is going after USDT because it's so powerful. Now, maybe they can stop it or not, but BlackRock, JP Morgan, the Fed, Bank of Mellon, the most powerful players in the world are pushing regulation and the adoption of USDC. So whether we like it or not, guys, unless entities like that decide to create another option or another stablecoin, that will be the winner. So don't kid yourself when you think that a project, for instance, like Ripple and their new stablecoin is going to step into a market and take over USDT or take over USDC. It's not going to happen, no matter what, because the most powerful entities in the world don't lose. They're already winning. They already have the regulation. They have the power, and they have the customers. All right, guys, that's enough rambling. Hey, if you're not in crypto, if you're not watching these videos, I highly recommend, guys, start paying attention. Start doing your own research. And research is not just listening to 10 influencers. Deep dive. Go into JP Morgan, go into BlackRock, go into Swift, see what they're doing, and then compare whatever project you were following, right? Look at the big picture, zoom out, then zoom in and follow the adoption. The craziest thing I see in crypto is people think for some reason that tech really matters that much. Well, guys, it's just like a cell phone or cell phone service or Wi-Fi service, right? It doesn't matter. They're all going to be on about the same level. There's nothing that exceptional. It's just code and it's technology. And no matter how good the tech is today, 5 years from now, it'll be outdated. Keep that in mind. But what will not change is the dominance of the players that have all the customers. Now, I'm going to say one last thing and I'll let you go. I know I'm rambling, but for instance, I don't know who's going to dominate the Fed rails. I really have no idea. But I do know that, for instance, the repo market is about the biggest amount of money, the billions of dollars. I think they trade $1 trillion a week or maybe even a day on the repo market. Well, those are JP Morgan rails. And if someone tells you that one of the most dominant players like a JP Morgan or FIS Global is not going to be the dominant rails of the Fed, keep this in mind. JP Morgan owns like 39.7% of the Fed. They own it. So they only have to get one or two other partners to vote them in on everything. So do you think that some other entity is going to come in and dominate the biggest flow of money from the Fed? And JP Morgan gets to vote on that? Come on, guys. Hopefully you're smarter than that. All right, guys. That's all I got for you. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Hit that like button. Share with like-minded people. And no matter what, come back and be part of this community. If you need some help with your portfolio, I'm here for you guys. Take care.